Hello, friends. I'm so excited to see you all today. I just met with an amazing member of the Heritage Team Extraordinaire, Olivia. Hi, Olivia. And I'm going to share with you something that brought us to a stop with Bitmoji. Well, we're used to seeing and using Bitmoji on our phones. So we thought, maybe we could use it on the computer. After all, we have such a huge area or space to see the details of the Bitmoji, move it around. And since we're creating a lot of our designs with Bitmoji, why not use it on the computer? I can make so many changes with my mouse and greater control. But we came to a stop. We received an authentication error. Now, I should have known right away, but I didn't. And it was probably because I was so looking forward to using Bitmoji in different ways on the computer, and I even thought I had done it, which in fact I had. If you're familiar with Bitmoji, then you know how I was able to do so. All right, let me share my screen with you all. Right now I have Canva open. Can you see it? I hope you can. All right, so we've got Canva open. I have it small. Let me make it larger, and you can see. I'm going to move my little logo there. But I want you to take a look at the top right-hand corner of my internet browser. Now you'll see I have a couple of things open. I have Facebook open, and it's open to, yes, the Heritage Team Extraordinaire. Now what you're seeing is the tabs on the top, the web browser, and you have also a look at Canva. I'm using the logo size just for this exercise, and I want you to take a look at the Bitmoji app. It's actually a Google extension, and it works well within Google. So I'm going to open it up. Yay! And this is actually the only way that we can use it on the computer, through this extension. Now, if you want to go to the Bitmoji app, let's go ahead and take a look. I close it, and this is what it gets. Now I saved my password. Yay, I save it. So all I have to do is put my thing here, and it automatically populates. If you have Snapchat, you can make modifications, you can change your avatar, and you can work with it within the phone application. Text messages, it should populate in your text messages. You can even include it in Facebook and Instagram if you want. Anywhere there's a text feature, there's ways to activate it. Now, because it's a Google Chrome extension, it should work right here, but it doesn't. Now, why is that? We can check it out. We can use it in our text in our Google Mail. If you've used it, I've used it before. It's actually my icon for Google. And also with other websites and web pages that I frequent, I also have my Bitmoji avatar as my avatar. But this is a Chrome extension. It automatically puts there. If you want to open up, and I won't open up my Google Mail or Gmail, because it will take you and you'll see all my mess in there. All right, let's close this. That's as much as we can do on a computer. Oh, I'm back to Facebook. Let's go here to my Canva design. Here we are. Sorry, no peeking. But we want to use our Bitmoji. Now I want to just share with you all some enthusiasm for Bitmoji, because you can create all sorts of things. You can make modifications in the app, but you also can add a few things. If you want to individualize it, personalize it, make it your own, you can do it in different programs. You can do it in Google, Canva, anything really, PowerPoint, wherever there is access to a database or a search engine to just import or include those objects. For example, let's do that. I'm going to use one of my favorites. I'm right-clicking on it. I have a Mac right now, so I just right-click, but you can also select the image, Command, Mac, Command C, or Copy C, that's redundant, or Control C, and that works as well. Once you select your item, you can put it here on your little, your canvas, your blank canvas. and just put it there. If I move it around, and you can see when it changes, it kind of disappears. Now, I want to explain this if you're using Canva, and I do actually recommend it. I'm not getting paid for this endorsement, but I recommend it because you can use and you have access to such bright and colorful images. Now, if I make this large and I scale it to fit this canvas, it becomes my background. I may or may not want to do that, because what if I want to, and you can see some of the recently used ones, what if I want to add a background, or maybe the snowman back here as part of my new icon or part of my new classroom? I like this because it makes it look like I just made my snowman, right? Isn't that cute? And he's little, and I create depth with this. These are things that we can actually download here as a PNG kind of form, and then include them in a layered effect for our virtual backgrounds. Now, I'm sharing this here because this was brought up in our one-on-one. Thank you so much, Olivia. Again, it was great to meet you, and I'm so excited because I get to hear about other teachers and different places in the world and sharing their passion and creativity. And Olivia is very creative. She's actually has a great understanding of Bitmoji and other applications, and we just shared a couple of extra tips that could help. Now, if you notice, I selected a little Santa hat. I like Santa hats, and it blends rather well with the colors that my Bitmoji has. But I also want to add holly. Where's my holly? Oh, it's gone again. I'm going to use See All. These are all the ones that I just recently used or looked at. Now, I like the idea of having something in her hair, so I'm going to add a little Bitmoji thing. And you can see that even though I'm not creating, I can actually create a Google Classroom here in Canva. It works just like the presentation in the Google Slides application. However, when you do the presentation in Canva, you may have some limitations. It's more like creating an animation. And if you're interested in creating animation in Canva, just send me a message and we can have a one-on-one as well. Now, if you can see, it looks kind of like a little bow and it blends well. That's something I like. But I also like this little guy, but I want him on my sweater. So I'm going to shrink him down a little bit. I'm going to angle him so that he looks like he's right there on my sweater as part of the logo. Maybe a marked T. Look at that. Isn't that great? He just blends right in there. And because I have him, I also want a little reindeer. Now I can flip these and I can size them just like you can in your Google Slides. And to create depth, I'm going to do this. Now, once I save it, I want to make sure that I rename this. You definitely want to rename this. This is just a quick tip. Rename it, whatever you're working on. I'll just put Bitmoji Christmas. I know that I usually do that. And I'm going to make sure that I hit return because that saves and locks the title. If you're in Canva, it doesn't save automatically the way Google Slides does. I often use the same background and don't change the name right away. I might do it later, and it's saving the progress as you go. And if you're not careful in Canva, you'll end up like losing some work. Don't do that. Let's definitely do that. Make it a good practice and put PNG and save. Now, if you're interested in animation, you can do that. This one is set to scrapbook. I don't want scrapbook. I don't want animation, mainly because, as Olivia and I discussed, that it kind of weighs down the processing for your computer. Sometimes the larger the files, the slower it is to load. But don't worry, these are great pictures here. If you can see, it's got a little mini scene. I've got my Bitmoji. She looks natural. And there's a little bit of change, and it's got a little bit of my personality in there too. Of course, I don't have my hair all curly and out today. It's a little tucked away because it's almost time to go to sleep. All right, so let's get to it. I'm going to download it as a PNG and a transparent background. I do this because I can size it. I want that background to be quality, high def images. And so that I can layer it without having to go to remove background, right? remove.bg. All right, here we are. We're back here and I'm checking. I have to say hi to everybody yet. Now you're seeing my Google Slides. All right, so you can see that was another animation and a reward. If you're interested in building something like that, that's also something that we can walk through. It's part of what the skills that you already have and already know. After talking to Olivia, I can see she has lots of strength, lots of creativity, and she already knows how she wants to organize different virtual backgrounds. That sounds like you. You're not alone. There are lots of us that are looking for that next step, for that creativity, how to make it your own, and in different applications. Maybe you already have access to Canva, but haven't really explored some of the things that you can do in it. We're on our way, right? Okay, so we saved it and we can add it to our classroom now. We can add or embed links, we can change it. We can actually do that here and then transfer them, but since it's a PNG, it won't activate those URLs. So I recommend wait till you get to the Google Slides application or PowerPoint presentation and then embed the links, because it's actually in those platforms that it's going to activate and transition to other places. Okay, so that's it for now. Just a little bit about Bitmoji. You can change your Bitmoji on your iPhone, your Android, or what have you, quickly and see it immediately on your Chrome extension. If you need to, you can refresh, but I noticed my changes right away. I will say this, I did note that there is a change and you have access to new wardrobes as you change some features on your Bitmoji. So have fun, explore it, play with it, change the body type, change certain things, and you'll notice that certain positions, certain poses are available with the different body types or features that we have. We're all unique, so let's continue to make them all our own. And remember, as I discussed at the beginning, the authentication error that you may see when you're trying to access Bitmoji on your desktop or through the apps, you won't see it. One of the reasons they do that is for copyright purposes and blending, and it makes it unique. Bitmoji is a sticker app, so it's one of those things that is only designed for a specific use. We as educators are creative and we are exhausting our resources and modifying Bitmoji and upping our game. So let's see if they intend to change it later on. All right, thank you. See you next time. And again, thanks. Bye. Victoria with Lead From Home.